Hey everyone, I'm back, and today we're going to be talking about Interview with the Vampire. And this movie came out in 1994 and stars Brad Pitt and Tom Cruise and a young Kirsten Dunst. And I thought this movie was okay. I wasn't bored really, but by the end of it, I just didn't really take away anything from it. And I like kind of what they do with the vampires in this movie. I thought it was moderately interesting in how they would live their lives, and there were some things that I liked about the movie, but unfortunately, I didn't care about anything in the movie. There were some really pointless scenes that I was supposed to care about, and a lot of moments of drama that felt thrown in and didn't need to be in the movie. And I was not a fan of the ending of the film whatsoever. I thought it was pretty bad and just out of place and thrown in. And Tom Cruise in the movie, he's okay. Sometimes he's fine, sometimes he's less than fine, and I never bought him as his character, and I felt as though his accent was kind of inconsistent, and it was pretty distracting, and Brad Pitt did a pretty good job, and I thought he was the best part of the movie, and Kirsten Dunst was decent, especially for a child actor. There weren't any moments that stood out to me as super terrible with her performance. And her character is pretty simple, and there's not a whole lot to her. And the characters in this movie, I don't really find them that interesting beyond what we're told. I like some of the ideas in the movie, but the way things are presented, it's just not that interesting to me. And they show off that like if you cut a vampire, they're just gonna instantly heal right back up. And there are some rules to being a vampire, like you can't go out in broad daylight, otherwise it's just gonna kill you. We all know that. But in this movie, crucifixes, they don't harm them, and like a stake to the heart, that's not gonna kill them. And there are some things that they do explore, and they touch on a couple things, a couple little fun facts, and they mention Count Dracula. He doesn't exist in this movie's universe, and Brad Pitt, he even says that, I looked, he's not there. It's just all fiction. In terms of the movie's tone, the horror never really worked for me. I didn't find anything scary. There were lots of jump scares that I felt were really cheap. I thought the blood in the movie was well done, and there were some nice practical effects that looked cool, and even some CGI that was convincing. Even if I could tell it was CGI, it didn't look terrible or super dated, and it was used at night to kind of mask it and make it look a bit better, and I thought that was a good idea. So I'll give the movie some credit. The movie was never inconsistent in terms of its quality. It was always just entertaining for me. Not saying that I was invested, but I'm just saying that it was okay throughout, and there was nothing that stood out to me as really bad, and it really pulled me out of the experience, and there was nothing like that in this movie, but it was just very predictable for me, and I knew exactly what was going to happen based on how it was structured, and I was always one step ahead of it, and it was kind of unsatisfying, especially the ending, which I really did not like. That was the only part of the movie that I didn't predict somehow, but that was the worst part of the movie because it just came out of nowhere, and it didn't earn it for me, and the whole explaining how to live like a vampire and all these rules that come with being a vampire, all the pros and cons, and like certain things you have to follow outside of the traditional things that you would already know, was interesting. And there are things to like about the movie. Production wise, there's lots of things to like about it. It always felt like a period piece to me for the most part, and it was well made. It was just not a film that connected with me, and that was the biggest problem, was that I wish I liked it better, and I found the characters a lot more interesting than what we actually got, and I wish the story was more interesting and something that I could it would stick with me, and this is not that movie, unfortunately. And I'll never watch this movie again, is how I feel about it. So unfortunately, I cannot recommend that you check this movie out. Unless it looks interesting to you, then sure, but personally, I would never watch it again. And with all that being said, I'm going to give Interview with a Vampire. I keep wanting to say Interview with a Vampire, but it's Interview with the Vampire. Sorry. But anyways, I'm going to give it a 5 out of 10. Thank you for watching my videos as always. If you enjoyed this review, be sure to leave a like and comment down below what you thought of Interview with the Vampire. And my social media links, they will all be in the description, so follow me there. And last but not least, subscribe to be a part of Foley Nation, and I'll see you when I get my next review up, and that is going to be for Friday the 13th Part 5, A New Beginning. So look forward to that, but until I get that up, thank you for watching and have a great day.